Good morning. I wish it was a better morning. The thing that happened yesterday at the league office, man, just as an organization, our thoughts and prayers go out to all the families. It's always tough to hear things like that and really to try to stay focused, but you have to because you have a job to do. But you think about the families that go through that, and it's tough. It's tough. So I want to make sure that I state that first and foremost. Secondly, on the injury front, we held Braylon out. He has some knee soreness. Since we have an off day tomorrow, I think it was the best decision to really just give him 2 days for the most part, and then we'll reevaluate as we go forward and see when he'll be available for practice. But it's just knee soreness. All right. Other than that, listen, I thought the practice today was exactly what we talk about when it comes to, man, some days the offense will have a great day. Other days the defense will have a great day. And it's always going to be this jockeying for position. And today I thought the defense really stood out on what they came out to do. So hats off to those guys. Just like the other day, the offense won, all right, but the defense responded. That's the one thing I told you guys about early in camp. What I want to see is if when you win, can you consistently continue to win? And when you lose, how do you come back and you get you a win? And I thought our defense did a good job of that. So good spirited practice, highs and lows within practice, but for the most part, I thought it was a good practice. Questions?
An adjustment for you as a head coach to look at it and go, okay, it's a good day for the defense, bad day for the offense, versus when you're just a coordinator and you're just looking at it through one lens. You know what I mean? Like there's two sides to it. How do you kind of look at the good end of that?
What, as a head coach, that's what you have to do. You have to look at this thing from a wide lens for the most part and make sure you correct the things that needs to be corrected when you don't do things the right way, and celebrate the things that needs to be celebrated when they are done the right way. And the thing that I like more than anything, just like I said before, is, man, it's a jockeying for position on who's going to come over top every day. And I like that about our players. Man, they want to win every rep, but you know what? That's just not realistic. So as a head coach, I just make sure I talk to the staffs, I mean, this is what we got to do better when we do lose. And when we win, man, let's continue to do these things. And let's improve on doing these things.
How would you evaluate Justin?
Say it again?
How would you evaluate? You said the defense won the day. How would you evaluate Justin?
Well, I got to get a chance to look at the film to give you a true evaluation of that. But for the most part, I just thought overall the defense did a better job today.
What did you think specifically the defense was doing to make it for them to win the day?
Well, I thought they were physical. Man, you've seen a number of plays on the ball, and I thought they understood exactly their coverage responsibility for the most part. I think some of our interior guys did a really good job of winning their one-on-ones and getting around and getting close to the quarterback. So there was a number of things that just stood out. But, again, as I watched the tape, then I could really tell exactly what happened, whether it's just wins one-on-one or whether they bust from the offensive side. And to me, that's what I have to do to really get a good evaluation. Then be able to talk to the staff about here's some things that we got to get better at.
Justin looked pretty good on that 4th and 2 scramble.
Yeah.
Does that mean he's all the way back?
I can't say that. He still has this huge deal on his toe, so guys won't step on it. But to go back to what I was saying, and that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because even though the defense had a really good day against our offense, you saw in that 2-minute drill how the offense picked it up, and they actually got there and got the score. So you want to see that. You want to see that. And again, it just goes back to everything that I talk about with the guys. Listen, things are going to happen in this game that you're not going to like, but how do you respond to that? Now, to me, when you get in stressful situations, that's one thing I have to coach with our guys, that it's never over. I want our guys to always understand we can always win the game no matter what the situation is. And that kind of proves the point of our offense not having a good day. But in a 2-minute drill, they went in there and drove the score.
So do you have a protective thing in his shoe or something?
Yeah, just to make sure somebody don't step on his toe.
What's the situation at kicker right now? We saw the guys made a move this morning with Davis, and you had Folk in yesterday.
Yeah, so what we did, we brought in Nick Folk. Listen, he is a very established kicker in this league. When you go back and you look at his stats from the last couple of years, man, they've been above board. And I've said this from the beginning, anybody that can help us win games, man, we're gonna take a look at that. And Obviously, he was available, and listen, and the terms worked out, and I thought Mooj and Nick did a really good job. And I'm happy that he chose us, all right, to be a part of what we're trying to do.
So he is signed.
He is signed.
From your overall perspective, who are some of the players that stood out on offense and defense?
Are you saying from today or just overall? Okay, defensively, listen, Stevens is continually doing a really good job on a daily basis. And I expect that from him. Quinn did a great job. I thought Quinn beat some one-on-one blocks today for the most part. I thought our linebackers really did a good job of running because we expect those guys to do that. And you're going to always hear Quincy no matter what, good or bad. So I want to go back and look at the tape and see exactly what he did because his mouth seemed like he had a really good day today. So, but he usually do. So on the offensive side, I thought our running backs ran hard. The one thing that we want to pride ourselves on is, man, those 35 yards, we have to be accustomed to doing that. Because we know how teams are going to play us for the most part, and our guys got to be able to make sure we push the pile. And I thought our O-line did a good job today too.
We've talked about several times, and you've talked about your experience in Detroit,
Yeah,
and flipping things there, and now trying to do that here. Year one, you guys won 3 games.
Yeah.
There. So are growing pains kind of expected? Like, I'm sure you're measuring progress, not just wins and losses right now. But
yeah.
what are the growing pains like in that year one of a new staff?
Well, I really don't look at it like that. Even in Detroit, we didn't look at it like that. It just so happened that we didn't win games because for the most part, man, we had some pretty close games within that. To me, I just look at the progress of our team every day and how we operate. And sometimes that doesn't equate to wins, But when you look at it, you see us improving just like we did in Detroit, man, that's something that we can point to and say, guys, we're getting better. We just got to get over that hump, all right, to get these things to win. And to me, that's what I look at. And I'm starting to do it in practice. Right? I'm not worried about the wins and losses. I'm just worried about how we're improving every day to make sure we get over that hump.
Is there something to learning how to win? Like you had it probably here when you guys went from 96 to 97, right?
Yeah.
Is there something about that, like learning how to win?
Absolutely. The first thing I learned to win is it's not all about talent. It's about the players that you bring in. It's about the discipline that you have. It's about the details that you have. It's about the execution of your offense and your defense. If you get 11 men on the field that can do that, there's a good chance that you're going to be successful.
You also talked about how in Detroit, you'd have guys coming in your office every day to talk to you about football and life and stuff like that. I'm curious if you've been able to build those kind of relationships here.
I've had a number of guys that I've talked to, and I'm not going to let those conversations go outside of here, but absolutely, that's every day. And I just like having relationships with my players and being able to talk to them. Other than football, like what else is going on in your life? Now, most of the conversations are about football right now because we're in training camp. But, man, when the off season, a number of guys come and sat in my office. We chopped it up and just talked.
A couple more. Can you talk about the competition with the coordinators? I mean, you guys are all working together, but it's Tanner and you got Wilkes, and maybe can you reflect on how you and Ben made yourselves better and made respective units better?
When you want to build competition throughout your team, you got to have everybody on board that's with competition. So I expect our coordinators to compete, and I know they are. I mean, you hear the chirping between those two guys on good plays and bad plays, and that's a good thing because usually the players start to feed off that when they see their coaching. I'm not just going to say the coordinators. When they just see their coaches in general fired up and competing against each other. So I want this to be a competitive environment for everybody, not just the players, not just the coaches, just in general. Because when you do that, man, you end up building an environment of just competitive people.
We talked about the power and the speed of Will McDonald, but is there something like that you've noticed from talking to him or that is leading him to this type of play?
The player wants to be really, really good. And to me, that was the number one thing. Well, the first thing, let me say that the first thing that he said when he came to my office. He really wants to be good, so now he wants to be coached how to be able to do that. And I said that statement the other day, and I don't know if you guys really understood what I was saying when I kept saying it's coaching. And that's what I was talking about. He wants to be coached. He wants to be coached hard. He wants to be coached how to do it the right way. And our guys are going to continue to do that with him.
Where do you see his ceiling type of thing?
I'm not going to put a ceiling on him. But I know this. He's a damn good player, and I expect big things out of him.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.